Hey guys, it's Moen again. Today we're gonna finish our CSS. Let's just come back and make these things comments to have a free page to understand this part better. So I need to make it a comment. Comment it. Oh, I had to delete this comment before that. Okay, this one is a comment by now. Then that one is enough for us, and we don't need any of these things, but we can just have these parts on our page. Okay, let's come back and reload. We have these things. In this session, we're gonna learn some cool stuffs about positioning. We're gonna make some rules about placement of every single thing in the page. And it really works like this. Let me show you that. We don't need this one. And this one. Now it looks better. Okay. I just make some inters to have a blank page. You know, these are available up there, but it's a little cooler than what we had before. Now we can delete these things. Okay. Now we have some context here and some titles. These are just on this corner. I'm gonna make them to be in the center of the page. How can I do this? There are some tags in CSS that help you with doing the thing. First of all, I'm gonna make it for all of our body, anything inside of our page. Then I'm gonna say text line center. See? Now it's on the center of the page. Very good. And what happens if we just add a picture? Let's just add the picture here. Okay, we had this image. Let's just put it inside of it. Come back. Okay, we have this one here by now. As you see, it's in the center of the page. But how we can change the place for this one? We gotta go for margin. Margin is a CSS tag that helps us through doing this. I'm gonna do it with its ID. So I come here and go for a hashtag. Then I can type logo because it's called logo here as an ID. Then I can make a rule for that one. And the rule should be something that named to margin. Margin has 4 numbers inside of it. I just go for pixel. You can go for EM or centimeter or anything like this, and it's your choice. It's optional. So whenever you have these things, whenever you put a number inside of them, it changes the position for the thing. So let's just try. We will change first one to 100. See, it came down. It's at the top of page by now. Let's just make it to 1000. Then you see what happens. You know, first one makes a space at the top. Let's write that. Margin. First one is top. We just found out that it goes to top. Then we can forget this one. and make it 0. So it's back. Go for second one. Let's just make it to 100. See, it goes to left. As you see, it's about left. So second one is left. Then just forget this one. We go for this little guy. As you see, it's for down. You know, that made a space between our logo and the thing at down there. So this one is down, and it should be right, but we test. Let's go to find out like what we had. Yeah, it's about right. So we learned how margin works. If I just put this 0 here, it's back. So you can give an ID to anything you want, then you can make a margin. It's not only about ID. You can do this with any selector. You know, this is a selector, and this is a selector. All of them are selectors. For example, you can give it to H1 or body or logo or anything like this. You know, if you give this margin to body, anything inside of page change its position by these numbers inside of margin. Top, left, down, right. You know, it's not like a clock. You know, it's just against that. Clock starts like this. It's at the top, goes right, goes down, and goes to left, then comes back. But margin is against that. It's at the top and goes to left, then down, at the end, right. So it's how margin works. But we have something cooler. Sometimes you don't need to change the position for 2 or 3 or all of these 4 things. You know, usually you just change it. You just need to change 2 or 3 of the things, because you never put top and down or left and right. Usually you just use 2 of them or 3 of them. But when you just need 1 of them, for example, you only need to make a space between our logo and the thing at the down of it, or you just want to send it to the right. You can do something else. You can go for margin right, then you can put a number here, and it goes to left. You know, the margin right is actually sends the picture to the left. It's against that, and it doesn't work like that. So you can do this. You can just change the things, and I mean, you can type right except left, and left except right. So it is how margin works. Everything in a page depends on the margin you type. Let's just have this one here. Just put it to 0. Okay. And there is something else that I want to tell you about. If I make 2 logos here, just like this, we have 2 things here, and there's a space between these 2. How we can change this space, or how we can make a space between this one and my story, or anything at the page? In order to do this, you can use paddings. Padding is a tool whenever you want to use something like this. It's just like the margin. We don't need to use it like margin. I can just copy this one because we know how it works, and it's just like this. But usually we use padding. Wow, just forgot the space. But usually we use padding with right or left or something like this. Okay, I need the padding to left, then it can be 100. And as you see, I made a space between the things. So now you got how we position, how we say where a picture or a text should be. It is how it works. Let's just reset numbers and come back. As you see, it's back. So in CSS, as I know, we are done. We learned text align, margin right, left, top or down, and padding. We learned the three things, and these are very, very important in positioning. And let me show you two cool tips that makes you satisfied. Let's just open up Google web page, and as you see, this page contains many codes, and it's all HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And you want to know how it works? It's easy. Just go for right click and go for inspect. It can be inspect element or inspect, but there should be an option. I tried it on Chrome, Mozilla, and Edge, and many browsers. You should have this option in your browser. So whenever you click on that, you see all of those HTML codes inside of it. For example, this is a margin top, and it's for part in the page. You just learned that by now. And let's try this one. Whenever you use this one and click on something, it just gives you the code. See, it has a padding, and it is the number for this padding. And as you see, it is what the padding made at the top of that logo. And it is the address, and it's an src set, and it's in a style, width, and many things in the page. And as I remember, we talked about a lot of these things like font size or color, font family, or height, width, padding top. You can read these things, but you can't understand them all. It's normal. No one can understand someone else's code like this in Elements. It's harder than reading or writing a normal project, because it's not a completed version of that HTML file. And these are for JavaScript. It just connects it to another file which contains JavaScript codes and many things in this page. And whenever you wanna know how the guy just coded the page, you just come to the page and go for inspect or inspect element or anything you have in your browser, and you see what's happening in the page. It's so cool. And I think we are finished here, and we don't have anything to say about CSS or HTML or anything like this. Next session, we're gonna do and make a project that maybe you like, and the project will be Google web page. We're gonna create this page from 0 until the end. These are all just pictures and text areas. It is input, and these are buttons, and this is a submit, and it's an a tag, it's a link, and it's the same what these things. And these are just pictures like our logo. We're gonna make some rules for them, and they will follow, and we will make this page in next sessions. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. See you guys.